Yo, good folks. It's Jodi Day. It's Jodi Day. It's Jodi Day. What do you think about that, Dave? Yeah, Dave's not here. Yeah, Dave has caught. So it's me here. I have tried to get some for him with varied results, so to speak. But then I have been at work all day and I haven't been able to search that hard. Yeah. So, but welcome. I will try to do my best until somebody pops in. Yeah, we have still the psychotherapist on the stand awaiting. Oh, I see McKinley, but I have to be done by 12:45 her time. Yeah, I'm fine. You come on. Yes. Yeah. The Alice Lavalette, the inventor of the term "believe all women, men are terrorists, words are violence, it's never a woman's fault." And yeah, she's on the stand still. So yeah, I'm just going to put this out there. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hello, everybody. Hello, Stream, LS16, me, hey, John Common, and everybody else. It's Tuesday, sorry. And Jodi Day, Tuesday and Saturday at noon Eastern Time or 6 p.m. Swedish time. We do Jodi Day. And as per usual, it's a dual stream. We are streaming on both mine and Dave's channel. And I see that. Are you alone today? So far. Dave has caught. And that takes precedent. Yay for him. For some reason, he can't ask the judge to to judge. I have Jodi Day. Can we postpone this? Yes. Yeah. Boo work. Yeah. He abandoned us again. Yeah. And but we can always ask Dave, how's court doing? Oh, we have a co-counsel.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. We have
Hello.
a co-counsel. Yay, it's McKinley.
Yay.
Yeah, I have worked up until, but I got home like 15 minutes ago, so I barely had my cup of coffee.
I just walked in from court also.
So you're doing this on your lunch break?
Yeah, well, I'm actually going to go pick up my daughter after this because my mom is sick, so I'm not going back.
Okay. Well, that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Because Wednesday is the 1 hour, around 1 hour, and the
Okay, cool.
Saturdays is the longest stream. And we have this in front of us. We have 50 minutes left, and it's played in 1.25. So goal is to get through this. Yeah, Mama Saurus Rex says David just wanted an excuse to not watch this doctor anymore. Yeah. This has been painful.
Yeah, it really has. This has been awful.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't good on direct, and it got worse on cross-examination.
It's very painful. But we'll get through it.
We will get through it. And the speed of getting through it is up to the chat, the viewers. Fast forward, $1, 1 minute fast forward. If we fast forward into a sidebar of sorts, you get a free fast forward. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's. Maybe
we can do it.
We can do it, and maybe she says something interesting.
Let's be optimistic.
Yeah, let's be optimistic. She will suddenly become coherent and make sense.
Yes.
But for example, in the previous text message, you didn't know about the Applebee's incident, did you?
No, but I knew. I knew about what she did.
You knew about Applebee's and what she said happened in Applebee's? I thought you did.
No, I knew what she did afterwards, which was more significant to me.
And in this case, ma'am, isn't it true that, or what if the misrepresentation was such that, hypothetically speaking, if she said, well, I'm going to send you this one again because I don't have the second one. Wouldn't that, or the second portion of it, would that be significant to you?
Would it be significant to me?
That she never sent the second portion of it, even though she could have.
Significant in what respect?
That you could have. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take the afternoon recess. Please be back in the designated area at 3:15. We will start promptly at that time. Please remember the admonition. You are excused. Council, please approach. Council.
Okay, and Wilhelm Media, you know it. You should already have done it, and if you haven't, do it. His link is in the description on both our channels, mine and Dave's. So he can start getting monetized and get some pay for all that he does with all of these court cases he has done audio remastering of. So if you haven't yet, do so. Lisa Martikainen is on Dave's. Her first live. Yay! Welcome. Dave's not here. He has court. McKinley. She's here because they are of similar heights. And
he won't like that.
Dave's not here. So, and if it was the other way around, he would have taunted me too. That's just how the way it is. Yeah, he won't like that. And but he's not here. Greetings from Finland, Eva. Yeah, that's the neighboring country who is currently training a lot of people into snipering. Finnish people know exactly what I'm sorry, Finnish people know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, but yeah, so go subscribe to Wilhelm Media and get him closer to that monetization. He really, really deserves it. Oh,
Ma'am, Exhibit 448, we were talking about this message there. Do you see that?
Yes,
And then if we turn the page, or a couple of pages, we see the same message there, right?
yes,
You don't know how that got there, do you?
no.
Ma'am, in this case, you actually are biased in favor of the defendant, aren't you?
Do I believe the evidence that supports domestic violence? Yes.
No.
I think bias is an incorrect word, Mr. Martinez.
No, that is the correct word. Isn't it true that you are biased in favor of the defendant? Yes or no?
I don't believe I'm biased.
Ma'am, do you remember that the first thing that you did upon meeting the defendant, when you went to visit her, was that you apologized to her?
Yes, I did.
And you apologized to her because you had read some of the items that were involved in this case, hadn't you?
Yes.
And you had already formed an opinion with regard to those items that you had read, correct?
No, I hadn't.
Well, it's fair to say, though, that apologizing to somebody when it's the first thing that you do sort of seems like there's sympathy on your behalf for whatever it is that is going on with them, right?
Apologizing to someone for reading their most private thoughts and things that they thought they would never have in public is also a way to establish rapport so that somebody's really able to talk to you. And that's what I wanted. I wanted her to be able to talk to me.
But you actually meant the apology, though, didn't you?
Of course I meant the apology.
Right. So walking in, meaning the apology, one of the things that you did was indicate to her, I've already formed an opinion. I am sorry, right?
No, not at all.
Overruled, the answer will stand.
No.
There was no need to apologize to her, was there?
From my perspective, there was a need to apologize.
So you felt so badly for her already that you felt there was a need to apologize to her.
I felt badly that I had invaded her private most, ideas and thoughts that I'd read. It would be like reading my daughter's diary. I would apologize for that. I didn't.
Oh, is she making parallels between Jodi Arias and her own daughter? That sounds swell. That's a nice answer. But she's there for work, to evaluate. She only has to explain, not apologize, in my opinion. Maybe Young will be in chat today, so she can confirm that. It sounds weird.
I did that because I genuinely meant it, but I also did it because it's a way for her, perhaps, to trust me and to be able to tell me things that she might not tell me otherwise.
So with regard to this apology, is that an apology that you extend to each and every one of your clients that comes in?
I very seldom have read any, no, it isn't.
Yes or no? Do you apologize to your clients when they come in?
Objection. As for finishing her answer from prior.
Overruled. I apologize to Ms. Arias for reading private things. I
Check
don't,
this non-responsive, Judge.
sorry.
Sustained. Repeat.
Do you apologize to your clients when they come in to visit you?
No, I don't know anything about them when they come in to visit me.
Ma'am, the answer is yes or no. You don't apologize.
It's not a complete answer, Mr. Martinez, and it's not a truthful answer, Mr. Martinez.
So what you're saying then is that you can't tell us if you apologize to your clients when they come in, or you can?
I tell you that I don't because I don't know their stories and I haven't read their private journals and I haven't read their private thoughts. And so I have no reason to apologize.
And knowing that you had read these thoughts, you felt so bad that you felt compelled to say you were sorry to the defendant, right?
I felt badly that I had read things that were never intended to be read by someone else. Yes.
And feeling badly affected the way you viewed the defendant, didn't it?
No, it did not.
Well, if you feel badly about it, doesn't that mean that she's already got a little bit something on her side?
It means that I have apologized. It does not mean that I've apologized to clients if they've misunderstood what I said, but it doesn't mean I'm going to change the way I work with that client.
I'm not asking you whether or not you're going to work with that client. And the people that you work with, you are treating them, aren't you?
Yes.
You weren't treating the defendant, were you?
No, I was not.
There was no need to apologize if you're just going to assess her, is there?
My judgment said that would be something that I would do.
Where is it written in the rules, ma'am, or in any volume, anything that you can point me to, that you can say to me, when you first meet with a client in a forensic setting, you should apologize to them?
Objection. I admitted it.
I don't know that it's written anywhere, Mr. Martinez.
That's something that you did in this case, isn't it?
It's something I would do in any case where I felt the need to do it.
I'm not asking about any case. I'm asking about this case. you felt a need to do it because you felt sorry for her, right?
I wanted to do it because I invaded spaces that most people don't invade, and that I felt to establish a rapport, it would be a really good idea for her to understand that I understood that I was reading things that were never intended to be read by anybody else, and that if she knew that I knew that there would be a rapport there, and it did not bias because I had still made no decision about doing this case.
There are other ways to build rapport, isn't there?
There are many ways to build rapport.
And one of the ways to build rapport, of course, is to buy buy books for somebody, right? That's another way, right?
Sure.
And so when you're saying that you bought these books for her, that's just a way to build rapport, right?
I've done it for other.
Oh, that is interesting, because the last actual psychologist, he bought a book for her, and that is against the rules of conduct for a psychologist.
Really?
Because you are not allowed to buy gifts to the person you are evaluating.
Yeah, that's
And please
weird.
not
Why
in-
would
Yeah,
why would they do that anyway?
yeah. And it seems like this psychotherapist did a lot of buying to Miss Arias. That's
They're
weird.
creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's creepy. And the last guy, the last psychologist who was certified sex therapist as well, who
Oh yeah.
who got into trouble for he had to write something to the New York whatever it's called,
Yeah.
to confirm, no, I will not be too close to my clients going forward. And then he moved his practice out of New York.
Creepy.
Creepy. Yeah. And
Creepy.
yep.
People in jail.
Am I asking you whether or not you've done it for other people?
You're mischaracterizing what I do, Mr. Martinez, and I think it's really important for people to understand why I do what I do.
Oh, all right. Tell me what you don't understand about this question. Isn't it true that you bought some books for the defendant when she was in jail, correct?
Yes, it's true.
Isn't it true that this is the same defendant that you apologized to?
Yes,
Isn't it true that in order to build rapport with this defendant, you could have done other things, correct?
there are many things you can do. You don't stop building rapport because you do one thing.
I'm asking you, as a substitute for the apology, isn't it true that you could have built rapport a different way?
I suppose.
Well, didn't you tell us that humor was a way that you use in these domestic violence cases? Isn't that what you said?
If I walked in and made a joke with Miss Arias when I first met her, Mr. Martinez, that would have been so inappropriate and so counterintuitive to building rapport.
I'm not asking you to whether or not you should have told a joke. Didn't I use the word humor, not joke?
How do you do humor when you first meet somebody who's been in jail for 4 years?
Ma'am, you're the person that's conducting the assessment, aren't you?
Exactly. And so I get to decide how I build rapport, Mr.
And
Martinez.
that's right. But one of the things when you come into court, you get to decide what you do, but you also get to be questioned about it, right?
Exactly.
And one of the questions here is, why is it that you felt so strongly about her that you felt the need to coddle her by giving her books and apologizing?
Objection, argument, and mischaracterized your testimony.
Sustained.
Why is it that you felt the need to do that?
Same objection,
Overruled.
then vague.
I'm sorry?
Objection is vague then. Why did you feel the need to do that? Do what?
Overruled.
Do you want a complete answer?
I want an answer to my question.
Which,
Why did you feel a need to do that?
I do think the judge is allowing a bit too much. She's overruling a lot that simply isn't necessary to. Yeah, I don't. I'm not US based. Maybe McKinley can give us an assessment on the number of overruled objections from the defense.
Oh, have they been objecting a lot and they've been overruled?
Oh, a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
that's just that's not. I mean, that's kind of normal for a defense attorney, though.
Yeah.
So
But for instance, his question here was, let's see here.
That you felt the need to do that.
oh yeah, she did.
She objected due to vague,
Yeah.
and it was overruled. And I think that's vague. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Was it vague?
Yeah, that's the entirety of the question. Why is it that you felt the need to do that? Because his previous question was sustained regarding books and apologizing for. Well, let's go back a bit.
And one of the questions here is, why is it that you felt so strongly about her that you felt the need to coddle her by giving her books and apologizing?
Objection, argument that mischaracterizes her testimony.
Sustained.
Why is it that you felt the need to do that?
And then his.
So that first objection was sustained, and the objection was what? Mischaracterizing the evidence?
Yeah, argumentative and mischaracterizing. And then he removed everything of character. Why is it that you felt the need to do that?
And then she says vague, and it got overruled. Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, because
what
all he
is
did
that
was
that
remove
he's
the
talking
word.
about?
Yeah, and if it's in reference to what he just asked,
Right, which
well,
was
that was
sustained.
mischaracterized. That was sustained. So it's just him asking the same question but removing all.
Yeah, she just
the
wants.
substance.
I think she's just as annoyed with this testimony as we are, and she's like, "Oh my god, I don't want it to take any longer. Just ask the question."
Yeah.
Right.
Same objection.
Overruled.
Then vague.
I'm sorry?
Objection is vague then. Why did you feel the need to do that? Do what?
Overruled.
Yeah,
Do you want a complete answer?
I want an answer to my question.
she's right.
Why
though.
did you feel the need to do that
to do
when you could
what?
establish rapport some other way?
I felt that that was a respectful way to talk to Miss Arias, as I do with anybody I work with. I find a respectful way to make a connection with them. I think it's important. And I think it's important for people to see that you have respect for them, regardless of what they're accused of, regardless of what they've done, that there is a respect that's basic to a human being. So I chose that way to do it. It was not something I had planned, Mr. Martinez. It's something that happened when I was there. I hadn't given it thought. I hadn't, said, gee, this is what I'm going to do when I see Miss Arias. I'm just going to apologize. It was something that I did when I was there. And when I purchased the books, and remember,
That's
I've
actually
been,
beyond the scope of the question.
Overruled to make initial response.
when I purchased the books for Miss Arias, remember, I've been on this case for a year and a half. So during that time, I did that. And I've done that for other clients. I've done that for other people in jail, because jail is boring. And jail oftentimes doesn't give people the opportunity to have their mind stimulated. And I've actually done it with people I don't know who've written to me from jail. I put together packets for them because that's part of what I do. And I see it as preventative. And I think in a preventative way. So
Of those other cases of the individuals that were in jail, how many other times have you testified at trial in a criminal case?
at trial in a criminal case,
Yes.
I've testified.
I want a number.
I know you do, but I'm not certain. I wrote down how many I testified altogether, which is 18. This will be 19. Some of those are in family law. In murder cases, I've testified
Ma'am, I
twice.
just want a number. I don't want you to give me a free flow of expression.
I'm not exactly sure. I would say it was less than 10.
And in those 10 cases where you testified in criminal trials, ma'am, of those, did you apologize to every one of those people before you went to, as soon as you went to see them?
I didn't read their most private, they were different. There's
Going back to what the judge, if she wanted to speed this up, she could just say to the prosecutor,
Yeah,
move along.
move along.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe she really wants to know the answer.
Yeah, that too. That too. Or
Even though, like, she should have sustained that objection. You're right about that. Because then when there was, what was the woman even answering? Because if you don't have the context of what was that they were referring to, you know?
yeah. And if he's
When he
referring
said-
to his previous question, that was sustained. So he's
Right.
not allowed to ask.
And it
So-
it wasn't even in the record. So when you go back and you look at the record, it's not going to be clear what he was even talking about.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. For, sustained questions are removed from record, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hey, John,
that would be an interesting. What do you think about
it'll
that?
be, yeah. And they're going to be
What
like,
about that? That's like
what?
having an argument with my sister. You know what I mean? No, explain. What is that? Don't pretend you don't know.
Yeah, right? You know exactly what I'm talking about. No, I really don't. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know who does that? My daughter, my 4-year-old. And she gets so mad. And I'm like, dude, I have no clue what you're referring to.
Mm.
Yep.
Yep.
There's different reasons, Mr. Martinez. It's very different. You approach people the way I've done different things. I've reduced my fees in one of those cases because I knew that people didn't have a lot of money. So I do different things in different cases, Mr. Martinez. That's the way I work. I don't feel like there's just a rote way of handling people or one size fits all. I feel like it's important to look at the person that you're dealing with and try to deal with them based on who they are and not some formula.
Are you done? Or do you need to say anything else about that?
I'm done.
How many of those people
He's
that you
such a
testified
jerk.
in did you apologize on the first meeting?
Objection, Your Honor.
I don't know. One of them was 29 years ago. One was
Yeah.
27 years ago. I don't know if I apologized or if I didn't. I honestly, I don't. My first case was 84. And I remember going in and meeting with her in jail, and I don't know if I apologized. I can't imagine I
All you have to say
did.
is you don't know. You don't know? Is that what you're saying?
I would say unlikely because the circumstances were different.
So this is a different case where you could have shown respect a different way, right?
This case,
Yes.
this case seemed to me that was a really good way to show respect at the beginning.
I understand that that's what you say that you wanted to accomplish by apologizing, but there are different ways of showing respect, aren't there?
Sure.
You could have sat across from her and began talking to her about what happened in a very respectful way, couldn't you?
I did that.
Well, you could have done that, and that way that would have shown her that you were respectful, right?
Yes.
And in fact, you told us that 90% of all communication in a clinical setting is nonverbal, right?
Yes, I did. I'm really sorry I said that, I guess.
Or no.
Yes, I did tell you that.
So if you really wanted to show her the respect and show her that you were going to do this in a respectful manner, if 90% of the statements are nonverbal, you didn't have to say anything at all, did you?
Objection.
Overall. Untrue.
So you felt that with regard to apologies, those are the only exceptions to your 90% rule.
No, that's not what I said.
Well, you did make the statement about the 90%, right?
90%, and generally speaking, you start by talking with somebody and connecting with them.
I am in full endorsement of this message from Dave.
Yeah. Do it.
Before they have a context to even assess your body language.
Well, ma'am, you spent 44 hours in this case, right?
Yes, I did.
So that was sufficient time in the beginning, at least, for her to assess your body language and that you felt respectful, correct?
Not the first 5 minutes when I met her. No, Mr. Martinez.
No one forced you to open your mouth those first 5 minutes and say, I am sorry, did they?
I'm not sure that I did it within the first 5 minutes, but I did it relatively soon, and nobody forced me. No, they did not.
And the 5 minutes that I just used, you were the one that just told me about.
Yeah, how young? Well, the first thing Alice Lavalette did with Jodi Arias is that she apologized for reading her diary.
He's real mad about that.
Yeah, he's really, really mad about that. Yeah, so from a professional point of view, Young, is that does that happen? Why is David available or not on screen? Dave has court, and I'm guessing that he's currently on a break of sorts, and so he can, yeah. Not available, heading to court. John Comlin, do not fast forward. Okay, thank you guys for everything you do. Thank you so much, John Comlin, for the super chat. it's very, very I very much appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, that is $10. That does not go towards the fast forward.
Good, because I'm actually enjoying this annoying testimony today.
Oh, okay.
Right? That's the time that you told me, right?
I did not. I don't know that I did it within the first 5 minutes, Mr. Martinez. I don't know that I did that. What I do know is that I did it relatively soon, but that we had no basis for communication prior to that. So if I sat silently, that wouldn't have worked. Did I have to make an apology? Probably you could say no. I would say I thought it was a respectful and good thing to do. It was my decision to do it. So you can argue with that decision, but that's my decision, and I believe it was the right decision to make.
We believe that it was the right decision. But if your statement is true about the 90%, isn't it also true that, well, how long did you meet the first time with her?
You all enjoy McKinley, and she is not as handsome as me. No, but you're roughly the same height, so it's fitting. And Dave's not here.
She's not as handsome as me. He's silly.
Yeah, you look way better than Dave.
Thanks.
You look way better than Dave.
I agree.
Yeah. Now that's a very low bar, but
Right.
It wasn't 5 minutes and it wasn't 30, was it? It was more than that.
It was 8 hours, I believe.
Right, and in the first time that you met for 8 hours, you could have, through your body language, this 90% rule.
An 8-hour first meeting?
That's a long, long meeting.
That's a long ass time. That's strange. 8-hour session? Wow.
That's a whole day.
Yeah. Jesus. Young Minx, I only read medical records before. And how did she get her diary? She's hired by the defense to evaluate her, according to the battered woman, believe all women.
So they
Words
wanted
of
her to
violence.
read it.
Yeah, they wanted her to read it.
And so, yeah, that is weird that she would apologize when they wanted her to do it.
Yeah, and this is something I again, not doing U.S. criminal law, but doesn't she have to know what they're doing?
I mean,
Inform her
pretty
that
sure
she
that-
will be reading things.
I mean, I guess they don't have to tell her, but like, I'm pretty sure they did.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sure they did. How else did they get it?
Yeah.
From her, right?
Her diary was found in her grandparents' home when the police searched it.
Okay.
The
So it
state
was
had
part
the
of
diary.
evidence. Oh, okay.
Oh,
There we
okay.
go.
So it was then it was a part of discovery, which meant that the defense
Yeah.
but defense had it anyways.
Yeah, sure. But
So,
I guess like it wasn't like Jodi shared it with all these people. It was just going to come into evidence anyway. And so, they
Yeah.
wanted her to read it, I guess.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
more sense.
yeah.
After maybe 1 or 2 hours, attempted to convey this to her through this nonverbal communication that you have talked to us about, right?
I think I probably apologized to her before 2 hours.
I understand that, but my point is you didn't have to apologize immediately upon walking in, right?
No,
You could have waited 1 or 2 hours to see how she dealt with you, to see whether or not she was going to trust you, right?
I guess I'm not sure why this is such an issue.
Judge, she's being non-responsive.
Sustained.
Ma'am, you understand that you're here to answer my questions, right?
Yes,
So my question to you is, in terms of this apology, it's true that it wasn't necessary within the first 5 minutes or the first half hour because you spent actually 8 hours with her, right?
I felt that it was necessary. That's why I did it.
I understand that you felt that it was necessary, but you weren't compelled to apologize, were you?
Objection, asked and answered several times.
And during this conversation, you talked to her about what happened, right?
Yes,
And during this conversation, one of the other things that happened is that you had a really good feeling about her, right?
I had a more positive feeling than I did prior to meeting with her, but I don't know that really good. I had a much better feeling about her after I spoke with her.
Isn't it true that you and I had a conversation back on November 14th of 2012?
Yes, it is.
Isn't it true that you indicated to me that you looked at the materials and you received a lot of information and you had a good feeling about her?
I did. I said a good feeling. I did.
And so this good feeling that you had about her, again, this is on a personal level, feelings, isn't it?
It was, yes, she answered questions that I had. She filled in blanks that I had.
Right, and so as a result of that, you developed, if you will, something inside your brain, which is the thing that creates the testimony that we have here. In there was a good feeling. You've apologized because you felt bad. Now you have a good feeling after talking to her, right?
A good feeling. I have a better feeling to pursue the case, for sure.
I'm not asking about a better feeling to pursue the case. I'm asking about a good feeling about her because that's what you told me, that you developed a good feeling about her. Do you remember telling me that?
Yes, I do. Yes, I did.
And so now, not only have you apologized, now in your mind, which is what you've told us, how you arrive at your opinions in this case, something that we can't look at, correct? We can't.
No, that is the closed captions. I do that.
Oh yeah, I always forget that you can do this. You showed me this once.
And you do it here, subtitles, options, and then you get this. So you can back font color green, background color black, background opacity. So that is what I did because you can see it better. So so that's me. I did the tech stuff. I did the tech stuff on YouTube's.
Nice.
Can't go inside your brain, open it up, and look at the way things develop, can we?
No, but you mischaracterized what I said.
I understand that you believe that. So now you have this good feeling, and then you continue on with the case, right?
Yes, I did.
Isn't it clear to you, as you sit here today, that perhaps there's an issue of bias on your part on behalf of the defendant, given your feelings and what you've done?
No, I don't believe that there is.
So you can set all these good feelings aside then, right?
I have good.
Is characterizing what was happening in the interview with regard to good feelings.
Right?
I think that what you're talking about is that I have positive feelings and that would really interfere with my look at some objective material. And I'm not saying that I'm not a human being and I'm not affected by good feelings. I'm saying that I look at lots of things because I take this case very seriously. It's a very serious case.
But in this case, there are no objective materials, are there? Like a test, are there?
I don't think tests are objective.
So you're saying, for example, if we have a DNA test, that's not objective?
I'm not talking about DNA. I'm talking about, I thought you were talking about psychological.
No, we're
testing.
talking about things like that.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I look at materials that are written from a variety of sources, including Mr. Alexander, and I took all of that into account. I didn't just take Ms. Arias's words into account.
One of the things that you told us, or you told me during the interview, and you told us during testimony, was that the defendant suffered from low self-esteem. Do you remember telling us that?
Yes.
Well, now, one of the things that, with regard to low self-esteem, isn't it true that when the defendant was about to be evaluated, isn't it true that she was happy because she believed that her IQ was as high as Einstein's? Do you know anything about that?
Yes, I do.
And in fact,
Yeah, that's. I think that I will ask Young in, but that's a vision of grandeur or something of the sort.
Yeah.
Narcissism. I mean, she's not dumb, but claiming Einstein level, no. No. I haven't. Let's see here. Einstein he never took apparently an IQ test, but it is evaluated. Here's the thing: if you're really, really smart, you don't really need an IQ test. And in the few cases it's warranted. It's the Mensa test that is the most comprehensible, and there's no IQ test on Facebook, social media, or fan pages are accurate. Einstein was only around 160 only. Sal, that's okay. 1% have 137 or higher, and 160 is really, really high. Really, really high.
That speaks against somebody who has low self-esteem, right?
Not necessarily.
So the fact that the defendant was happy to have her IQ tested because she believes she's on the level with Einstein doesn't indicate to you that this individual does not suffer from a low self-esteem issue.
Most people who talk about how smart they are don't feel that they're that smart, or they're really interested as, by the way, I did do testing as an undergraduate. When I did my practice test, people were very interested in their IQ because it's interesting. So there could be a number of reasons why she was excited about that. I don't know, I wasn't there.
Well, but the bottom line is you had it in your notes, right? You read that. Right?
Yes, I did.
And you're saying that, well, all these other people have these reasons why they want to know what their IQ is. You don't know that's why the defendant wanted to know about her IQ, right?
No, I don't.
Because you didn't ask her, right?
No, I didn't.
And it could be that she has a very high self-esteem and she believes it, and this is going to be confirmation for her
Overall,
that she is smarter than almost anyone else.
I don't believe her behavior demonstrates high self-esteem, Mr. Martinez.
You're talking about behavior, we're talking about an IQ test and her indication that she believes that her IQ may be as high as Einstein's.
Self-esteem is not just about IQ, Mr. Martinez.
Right? It could be about other things. For example, one of the things that we know about her is that whenever she had an issue with people, she would correct everybody's grammar, right?
There were people who said that, yes.
Well, this is part of what you read going.
Jodi Arias was a grammar Nazi. Okay, I'm not surprised.
Into this interview with her, right? The first interview, right?
Yes.
And so you now know this information. You're walking into this interview knowing that she's corrected other people with regard to their grammar, right?
Actually, I don't know that I had read that yet. I'm not sure. I was given a limited amount of information prior to going into see Miss Arias, and I can't exactly tell you which things I was given a year and a half ago prior to meeting with her.
But at least you now know that that's something that is out there and you have in your notes, correct?
Yes.
So now we have a situation where she believes she's intelligent, she corrects other people's grammar. Isn't that an indication to you, ma'am, about somebody who has a high sense of self?
Not at all.
Right? The other thing, ma'am, is that, do you remember when she was in jail up in Wairika and the defendant's manifesto? Do you know anything about that?
I don't know anything
Do
about
you
that.
remember that that was in your notes?
I remember hearing about it. I've never seen it.
You haven't seen the manifesto. I'm not asking if you've seen the manifesto, but you've heard about it, right?
I've only heard that there was a manifesto. I don't honestly know anything about it.
And I understand you may not have seen it, but isn't it true that the defendant was signing or autographing copies of the manifesto?
Objection. Anyway, Coach.
Okay. So I don't know anything about that manifesto. I must say I've never heard of it before.
Yeah, I've never. This is weird.
Yeah.
It must not come in then, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
That's real crazy.
Yeah, Jodi Arias wrote manifesto in case she became famous.
Weird. So weird.
Okay, but content unclear. But oh, I found the manifesto.
No.
It's a PDF file. Downloading.
No way.
Continue.
Now, with regard to this manifesto,
Yeah, it can. Oh, it is 36 pages long. She has a 36-page manifesto.
That's crazy.
Oh, we need. We need to do a live reading of that manifesto at some point. Sounds like we need a dramatic reading stream. Yeah. I had no idea she had a manifesto in
Crazy.
case she became famous.
And what do you know? She
Wow.
did.
Yeah.
She did.
Ta-da. Ta-da.
Creepy.
Wow. That. Yeah. Oh, you okay? You want a preview? Okay, I will read the first thing here. First page. Following a recent interview, it was brought to my attention that the interviewer's questions will not be included as part of the sound feed when it airs. Prior to this discovery, I was already moderately concerned with how my own words will be edited, spliced, and portrayed, but my level of concern has risen considerably in light of this new information. I realize too that this may be the case with every subsequent interview, regardless of the broadcasting station or publication. Therefore, I'm posting here every detail from start to finish, uncut, unfiltered, and unadulterated, so that regardless of how they wish to spin it, that what is factually will be available to the public via the internet on this and other approved websites. Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Oh, we will have to set that up sometime in the future, because maybe we can just skip one stream with this woman and have that reading instead. I have to talk to Dave.
That
see.
might take more than one live stream.
Yeah, because we will have so much fun.
Right.
Okay, I skipped ahead to another page. Later that evening, we decided to escape the mastermind group and went for a walk. We came upon a little park bench against a wall. It seemed to be the only place to sit in the entire casino, away from the food court and the crowds. Mastermind group, that should be of her that prepaid legal thing. They have a mastermind group. Yeah, that doesn't sound cult-like at all. Yeah, that needs to happen. That needs to happen.
Yeah,
Skipping ahead
that does
few
need to
more.
happen. I'm probably going to read it this afternoon on my own. Oh, man.
Wow. Yeah.
Is it good?
Lisa Martikainen says, Mastermind Group, is she part of a supervillain team? Yeah, it's probably her, Sal's Peen guy, and Amber Heard. And I would assume that we will invite. I have to talk to Dave because this is a multiplayer kind of thing.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, but let's listen more here about this manifesto.
In regard to this manifesto, I understand you haven't seen it, but in your notes, doesn't it indicate that the defendant actually signed copies of the manifesto to distribute in case she became famous?
Oh God.
I believe those were in my notes.
And again, if that is true, doesn't that speak against the idea that the defendant lacks self-esteem?
No, I don't think it does at all. I think you can also have self-esteem issues in particular areas of your life. But I don't think because somebody writes something and thinks it's great, she may think she's a good writer, and that may be part of feeling good about herself, because most of us have areas that we feel good about ourselves, but it doesn't mean we have high self-esteem in the rest of our lives.
You're also familiar with the results of the MCI, correct? The test.
I took notes on it, but as you've already mentioned, I'm not an expert in testing.
Right, but you did note in it when you were talking about self-esteem, right? You took note of what the results were on self-esteem.
Yes,
And you actually thought it was important enough to write them in your notes, right?
I took notes on everything that was in the test. But as you said, I'm not an expert on testing, so being able to interpret that is another thing, but I did take notes on it, sure.
I'm not asking you to interpret it. I'm asking whether or not your notes reflect that the defendant has no self-esteem problems.
That was at that time, which was years after she left the relationship. One of the things about the testing, if you want to bring up testing, it was done after Ms. Arias was in jail for a significant period of time.
I understand, but there's a test that says she has no self-esteem problems, right?
Objection, we unscope this experts.
Overruled.
Right? There's a test that says that, right?
If I wrote that in my notes, then that's what I wrote in my
Do
notes.
you want to look at your notes?
Sure.
Okay.
And sidebar.
Sidebar.
May I take a look at exhibit 6.2? Sure. Read all of it if you want, and then let me know when you're done reading it. Sure. Are you done?
Yes, you're looking at social, I'm sorry.
If I may have that, please.
Yeah, all I read. One thing I noticed that I missed the first time is how much Jodi is in Wilmot's ear, which is not good when Wilmot needs to be paying attention for objections. Yeah, it seems like Wilmot is the person with the expert, some of the expert witnesses, so she really needs to pay attention. Yeah, but then again, she and Mr. Nurmi can switch places, but he really didn't like Jodi, so maybe that's a conscious decision to not be near her.
Mm-hmm.
And for you who are unaware, Mr. Nurmi wrote a tell-all book after the trial and got disbarred. And a few years later, this prosecutor voluntarily resigned his bar card, because if he wasn't, he was going to put on a hearing regarding his misconduct towards women is in his office. So not many good actors in this trial.
Nope.
Nope.
This is a page which is a copy of your notes, correct?
Yes,
And this is in your handwriting, correct?
yes,
And one of the things that it talks about is the MCMI, correct?
correct.
You looked at it, right?
I looked at the reports.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it was important enough for you to look at that report so that you could include it as part of your assessment, right?
Correct.
And in it, you looked at the social functioning scales, right?
Right.
And you found in your own handwriting that they were within the,
That's a testimony with regard to what's in her notes about something that's not in evidence.
that it was in the normal range, right?
Her social functioning, that's not the same as self-esteem.
Well, it does talk about self-image, doesn't it?
Says it's within the normal range.
Right. And we're in it. Her self-image is within the normal range, correct?
Correct.
And you're saying now that somebody's self-image doesn't have anything to do with self-esteem?
Judge, objection. May we approach?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, self-image, and I mean, somewhat. It's not.
Ooh, she's mad.
Yeah,
She was charging up there.
yeah. Oh, yeah. She is not happy
She mad.
about this at all. Yeah. It might, because
She's had it.
the result, I mean, the previous expert did, I mean, talk about the spikes and stuff like that, but not the actual content much about the test. Maybe they had a previous hearing regarding this and the entirety is not allowed in. I don't know. But either way, she's really, really mad about this.
Really mad. She's not happy.
Yeah. Please, Your Honor, you can't let this in. It's destroying our case. I think Dave is in the progress of trying to get those sidebar notes, because even though we can't hear it, it's a part of the record. So we can drag on this Jodi Arias bit every Tuesday and Saturday for quite some time, especially manifesto, sidebars, her Jodi's interviews before and after trial, and there's tons that is beside even the trial. And
This
the
could go
trial
on
was-
for years.
Yeah. Because
Right?
Dave can't just unilaterally decide he will stop streaming.
Obviously.
And think he can get away with it.
Nope. Not gonna happen.
Not gonna. Oh, nope. And yeah,
We continue.
yeah. The numbers aren't where they use normally is, but then again, you have the Jodi Hildebrandt and Ruby Frank sentencing today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which I haven't done the redirect on that yet. Hold on.
Who's doing that?
Baker is doing that.
Oh, what? But he's in trial right now, right?
Yeah, but I think he switched over. No,
Okay.
okay, no, he started over again. Okay, who is, or is it done already? Hold on while I check. Okay, it's already done. Yeah. But Baker is
Okay.
on with his trial, so I'm going to redirect over there, and I have to do the same over at Dave's. Dun. Content. Live. Customization. Redirect to there, Baker. Okay. First of all, McKinley, I think you're late.
Oh. No. Oh no. 12:45 my time. So
Oh, you're 12:45 your
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
But-
central.
Yeah, you're Central Time. Okay.
Yeah.
We only do 1 hour, and I think
Okay.
ending with this manifesto thing is
Yeah,
a natural
good
ending
stuff.
point for this. Yeah.
Okay.
And the manifesto. Oh. Oh, that will be hilarious.
Hilarious.
All right. Yeah. let's see. Oh, wait a minute. What time did we stop at? Hold on. 3:05. Yeah. So we have 50 minutes left, and then it's day 43. We really don't know how much longer she will be on the stand. Well, I do, and it's 2 more days.
Oh, wow.
Oh. State rested on Montgomery case, so it's the defense case in chief now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that will be
Wow.
interesting. But okay, thank you, McKinley, for showing up and being
Yeah,
co-counsel.
for sure.
Yeah. Hope you can come back the next time Dave abandon us.
Of course.
I know Dave claims he's in court, but we all know what he's doing.
I want to do that.
Oh, I have so much fun with that. Way too much fun. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But thank you. Thank you everybody for showing up. I will redirect you to Baker for both channels. And if you haven't subscribed to McKinley yet, do that. Do that
Do it
immediately.
now.
Do it now. Now.
No.
All right. Thank you, everybody. And I will see you all on my channel tomorrow for a recap of the Young Thug thing. Because this morning on the Young Thug was a hearing all morning about the 911 call. Yeah, they are really taking their time. Really taking their time. What do you have coming up, McKinley?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I never have anything. I need to like come up with some content, you know?
Oh, check Wilhelm Media for trials.
Yeah, I should. I just like started doing more actual work. So I think I'm going to like try to start doing stuff when my daughter's asleep, you know?
You have to work too, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I over here, I mean, I have my work day, and then I come home from work, and then more or less the work day starts in the United States.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 9 a.m. Eastern time is 3 p.m. my time. So it's good for me. But you have to work.
Yeah.
You have to bring in the dineros.
You have to.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Hug your families. Unless your families are shit, then fork them and give your love to the people who deserves your love. Okay. Bye-bye.